Everybody, Shabri Bird, Quantum Agriculture. Here, our dear Norwegian friend and guide.
Yes, my name is Vibhoda Holten. I'm Norwegian and I work as a farm consultant and also keeping courses for farmers on soil fertility. So now I had the opportunity to meet Shabri Bird and you lovely Norway.
And you took us around Norway, the best guide, drove us 7 hours across the country one way and 7 hours back. And so tell us about where we went.
So actually, this was the first time Shabri and you have been in Norway, and it was great to meet them because I read about you's work in the work we do, and was really keen on bringing him to Norway so he could share more of his insights on agriculture, because it's like he said, and we try to help the farmers in Norway to invent this new agriculture, which is really our mission.
Yeah.
And there's so much to learn, but we have to do it in a new way, because what has been the farming practice now for, let's say, 50, 60, 70 years, it doesn't work anymore, really. We need to do something else. And now we think we have gained some understanding, and in the work we do here in Norway, we do see some good results just after 1 or 2 seasons, when you understand what is wrong and when you do the right things.
Yeah. And the name of your company?
The name of the company is called Vital Analyse. So it's a small independent consultancy company based in Oslo in Norway, but we do work all over the country.
Yeah. And where was the first place you took us?
So I brought you and Shabri to Aurland, Sogn Jord- og Hagebruksskole. It's like a vocational farming school for young adults.
It's on the west side.
On the west coast of Norway,
Okay.
really in a deep valley by the fjord in West Norway.
Yeah, beautiful.
So that was good, and I do think that the course I arranged and you and Shabri taught, it was really it was an eye-opener for the people there.
Yeah, it was wonderful because all those young farmers that are very seriously committed to going into farming.
Definitely, and I think it was so good because the school is good, of course, and it's so good to get someone from the outside to open the perspectives that something else is possible.
And their main teacher is an American.
The main teacher, Nat Mead, is American, and he's teaching then in Norway for 30 years.
Wow, it's
He's a
amazing.
great guy.
Yeah, I know. And Axel
Axel
Hugo, he's the...
is a principal at the school at Sogn Jord- og Hagebruksskole, and it's a very intelligent and visionary man.
Yeah, both Nat and Axel are anthroposophical.
Yes, they both are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
now, how many years have you been doing this?
Actually, what I'm doing now is since 2017.
Oh, wow.
So I'm learning a lot myself. I do have a agronomy background from university, but I haven't been working so much with soil and plants as I'm doing now. So
Well, what did you work with?
I was a little bit involved in research for some years, and then I was working on policy issues in organic farming for 7 years.
Wow. And did you affect change in the legislature? Or?
To some extent, but
Good.
to some extent,
Yeah.
But it's a long-term process. Yeah. But now it's much more fulfilling to work directly with farmers, because you can talk and you can write and you can speak about what effects you might like to see, but it's only when you work directly with the farmers and see and understand the processes going on between the soil and the plants, I think you really can affect change.
I think you have, judging by some of the farmers we met this past 4 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been consulting for them quite a while, and they're getting results.
They do.
They told
And
me.
that's really, it's really fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's like when you understand what is going on and you understand the system, it doesn't take so much to make improvements.
Yeah. And so what's the main improvement you've seen that's needed in Norwegian soils?
Well, here in the southeastern part where you have the most of the cereal growing, the main fault is that they keep the soils bare during winter. That's really the main thing. That's it's
They're
easy.
just losing all their carbon.
They do.
Smart.
And it's like, I know, because we are talking about, we want to build humus in soil, to build carbon in soil. And of course, it's obvious in a way, but sometimes the obvious is elusive, it goes away. And just that one thing to keep it green all the year. And we can do that, even though we grow small grains. And just by doing that, you will make a big change.
And in the school that we had the 4-day advanced course, that's actually a biodynamic Demeter certified farm.
Yes.
With a great teaching facility too.
Yeah. The farm, Fukwold Farm, has been biodynamic for 30 years now, and it's the biggest biodynamic farm in Norway. And it's a really good venue to have the courses.
Yes, it is. And they farm with horses.
And they farm with draft horses. They do.
Yeah.
Have 6 draft horses.
I took photos of them. They're small for what we call draft horses.
Yeah. It's like just 1 ton, though. Yeah. So coming back to these farmers we have been working with in Norway, is that we see now during 1 or 2 seasons we use the Albrecht system of soil analysis to balance out the cations, the calcium and magnesium. And also most of the times we see that we need to add sulfur and boron because the soils are often deficient in that.
And especially you notice it now since you've biochemical sequences.
Yeah, it's more obvious what it does actually.
Yeah.
So basically it's the Albrecht system of soil analysis and the recommendations that gave, and keeping the soils covered with some growing plants and preferably diversity of plants. Those are the main things we have done in the farms. And just by doing that, we see positive change.
Well, there's quite a difference between the west of Norway and the east of Norway
For sure.
Yeah. So
It's,
you went to school in that school in the west.
I went to school there 25 years ago.
Amazing.
Myself, that was my start of my career in agriculture. So now I came back 25 years later.
So Nat was there when you went?
Yeah, he was my horticulture teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an American that found Norway. What did he call himself? A romantic refugee?
Romantic refugee from America, coming to deep fjords of Norway.
Yeah, fell in love with a Norwegian woman at the Threefold farm, you know. Yeah, fellowship community.
Yeah.
So we had quite a bit of biodynamic education in this 4-day course. How do you, because I know many of those farmers were not acquainted with biodynamics.
I think it was good to have this introduction, and because it's new for the farmers, but it was explained in such a way that it made sense, which I think is really important. Of course, you can apply these things and not knowing really what you're doing, but when you understand the processes you are actually trying to enhance, it gives much more sense.
Yeah, I mean, that was what many of the farmers came to me and said for the first time. They understand there's actually a science of biodynamics.
Exactly. It's not like magic or,
Yeah.
It might look like that, but it's kind of hard to get into the matter of it.
Yeah.
But when you do that and see what kind of processes in the soil and in the plants you're actually enhancing.
And the atmosphere.
And the atmosphere, it gives sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, this kind of farming, quantum agriculture or biodynamic agriculture or farming with natural processes, it takes something from the farmer. You need to be there. You need to observe the phenomenon. You need to observe the plants, the soil structure, the color, the diseases, and understand what it means.
Yep.
And only then you see what you can do. Because these things, like if things go bad for some reason, it's a reason for that.
And you also work with effective microorganisms, EM.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And we see that has also been one of the tools we've been using on these farms, which I think is quite important.
Yeah, I heard several of the farmers say what a difference it made since they've been putting EM on their soils and in their compost and
in the manure.
In the manure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a really powerful tool, and it's not so expensive, really.
No, really, for what you gain back, my gosh.
Yeah, because you see that what you also talked about was the nitrogen, because we have a nitrogen issue on most farms.
Yeah. And silica. I mean, he's got two major topics.
Yeah, yeah. And by using the ferment or the EM, you bind the nitrogen into more complex compounds like proteins or amino acids, and then they're protected from loss.
Ah, okay.
So that's the major thing.
Yeah.
And also because nitrogen is not just nitrogen, you can have many different forms of nitrogen. So
Dead nitrogen and
dead
live nitrogen.
Or because we have let's say the dead nitrogen is a nitrate,
Yeah.
which you might have a lot of on conventional farm, but also on organic farms.
Yeah.
So it's looked upon as the form of nitrogen which the plants need, because they do take it up, but it really does something with the soil and with the plant physiology.
Yep.
And it's not a desired one.
Is there anything else you want to say? I mean, I could film a whole course with you, of course. Uploading it's the problem.
yeah. No, I was happy to meet you and Shabari, and to make new friends and have a new network, and know that there is much more to learn. I feel I'm just starting this journey.
Oh, goodness.
So it's like so much more to understand and observe and learn.
Tell me about your teaching partner, because he was the one originally, Martin Beck, that...
Yeah, Martin Beck, he was supposed to take part in this course as well.
Yeah, but
So
you've been teaching together for how long?
Yeah, I've been teaching now this will be the second year together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to have another course here in Norway, 2nd and 3rd of March. So it's a series of 8 days in 4 modules during the...
Oh, really?
During the season, so you can see the season. So we come back to the same farm several times.
Okay.
So the participants not only hear about it, but they also see how it works.
Yeah. That was one of the best parts of this 4-day course now, was going out in the field.
Yeah, it's so important that you can hear about it. The theory is important, but you also should see how it really works.
Yeah,
so that we will do in that course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I sure appreciate you, brother. You've been the best guide. We've had the best time, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you.